Welcome back to JF Coin, your number one place to discover hidden treasures, rare coins, and unbelievable coin values that could be sitting in your pocket right now. Today's video is going to blow your mind, especially if you have some old pennies lying around. We're talking about the legendary 1982 Lincoln penny. Yes, the 1-cent coin that could be worth as much as $585,341 today. That's right, a single penny with a jaw-dropping value. So stay with me because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and how to find out if your 1982 penny could be worth a fortune. Imagine turning over your old change jar and discovering that one of your pennies is worth more than $500,000. Sounds impossible? Not when it comes to the 1982 Lincoln cent. This is not just any ordinary coin. This is a numismatic mystery, a treasure hunt, and a collector's dream all wrapped into one tiny copper disc. And the best part? It could be in your collection, your coin folder, or your piggy bank right now. Let's start with a little history. The Lincoln penny has been in circulation since 1909, when it was first introduced to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin was an instant classic. For decades, these pennies were made primarily from 95% copper. But something big happened in 1982, and this is where the story really gets exciting. In 1982, the United States Mint faced a major problem. Copper prices were soaring, and it was actually becoming more expensive to produce a penny than the coin was worth. That's when the Mint made a critical decision. Midway through the year, they changed the composition of the Lincoln penny. They stopped making them from solid copper and switched to a copper-plated zinc planchet. This change created a unique situation. Two types of 1982 pennies now exist, copper and zinc, and multiple varieties were struck during this transitional year. Now let's break it down. There are 7 known varieties of the 1982 Lincoln cent. These include 1982 large date copper, 1982 small date copper, 1982 large date zinc, 1982 small date zinc, 1982 D large date copper, 1982 D large date zinc, and the ultra-rare 1982 D small date copper, the unicorn of Lincoln pennies. Each of these has its own story, but only one is known as the Holy Grail. The 1982 D small date copper is considered one of the rarest and most mysterious modern pennies ever struck. For years, experts debated whether this variety even existed. And then in 2016, a coin collector made an unbelievable discovery that shook the coin community. It all changed when a sharp-eyed collector named Paul Malone discovered a 1982 D small date copper penny that turned out to be the real deal. It was certified by PCGS and verified as authentic. This was the first ever confirmed 1982 D small date copper penny. And its value? Over $85,000 at auction. But since then, other examples have surfaced, and their estimated market value has only gone up. Today, depending on condition, grading, and rarity, a 1982 D small date copper penny could fetch as much as $585,341, especially in mint state condition. That's an astronomical amount for a single 1-cent coin. So how do you know if you've got a valuable 1982 penny in your hands? It comes down to 3 key factors. Copper pennies weigh 3.11 grams, zinc pennies weigh 2.5 grams. Use a digital scale to find out what you're holding. A copper penny will feel slightly heavier. Check the shape of the numbers, especially the 2. Small date versus large date is all about the appearance. In a small date penny, the numbers look more level and less bold, and the 8 and 2 are higher and slimmer. The D mint mark indicates the Denver Mint. Combine that with a small date and copper weight, and you might just have a fortune. If you find a 1982 D small date and it weighs around 3.11 grams, don't clean it. Don't alter it. Get it certified immediately by a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Now let's talk about the money. In today's market, rare 1982 pennies are hotter than ever. The coin collecting world is on fire for transitional era coins and unique minting varieties. Here's a quick breakdown. Common 1982 copper or zinc pennies, 1 to 5 cents in circulated condition. 1982 small date copper, no mint mark up to $20 in mint state 1982, D large date copper, up to $50 in uncirculated condition 1982, D small date copper. This is where the treasure is. Values range from $10,000 to well over $500,000 depending on grade, luster, and certification. Collectors and investors alike are paying top dollar for coins like these. One lucky seller recently auctioned a certified example for over $240,000, and experts believe a top-condition specimen could reach or exceed $585,341. It's the perfect storm of rarity, demand, and historical importance. What makes this penny so valuable is not just the metal, not just the mint mark, and not just the date. It's the perfect combination of all three: a copper planchet struck with a small date die at the Denver Mint. This was never meant to happen, making it an accidental masterpiece. And that kind of mistake is exactly what collectors crave. Weigh the coin, examine the date, style check the mint mark, compare your coin to certified examples online, submit it for grading and authentication, but be careful. There are a lot of fakes and altered coins out there. Only a professional grading service can give you the true value. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises. Sometimes, the most valuable treasures are the ones we overlook. A penny is just a penny, until it's worth $500,000. So go check your pocket change, your coin jars, and your collections. The next big discovery could be sitting right under your nose, and remember, here at JF Coin, we bring you the best coin stories, rarest finds, and most valuable secrets in the hobby. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a hidden gem. Thanks for watching. Welcome back to JF Coin, the home of rare treasures, mind-blowing coin stories, and real-time market updates. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating, mysterious, and profitable coins in American history, the legendary 1982 Lincoln penny. A simple, small coin that millions of people walk by every single day, but one that could secretly be worth over $585,000. Yes, you heard that right. A penny that might be sitting in your drawer, hiding in your piggy bank, or lost in the bottom of your old wallet could be a life-changing jackpot. So grab your magnifying glass, clear your desk, and prepare yourself for a thrilling journey through time and value, because today, we are going to unlock the secrets of the 1982 Lincoln penny. From its historical background and composition mystery to current collector demand and skyrocketing market price, this is one video you do not want to miss. Let's start at the very beginning, with the man behind the penny. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, a symbol of unity, leadership, and freedom. His image has been on the U.S. cent since 1909, celebrating his 100th birthday that year. Over time, the Lincoln cent evolved, but no year was more critical, more game-changing, more mysterious than 1982. In 1982, something very unusual happened in the world of coinage. The U.S. Mint made a significant change in the composition of the penny. Due to rising copper prices, the Mint decided it was no longer affordable to continue making pennies mostly from copper. So, halfway through the year, they switched from the traditional 95% copper and 5% zinc alloy to a new composition, a zinc core with a thin copper plating. This new penny only contained about 2.5% copper. Now here's where things get fascinating. During this transitional year, the Mint produced not just one or two, but 7 different varieties of the 1982 Lincoln cent. These include coins with large dates, small dates, copper versions, and zinc versions, all of them minted in both Philadelphia and Denver. This was the only year in U.S. Mint history where so many varieties were produced for the same denomination and date, but among these 7 varieties, one stands out above all. A version so rare, so elusive, that even seasoned collectors couldn't believe it when it first appeared. This is the 1982 D small date copper penny. Experts believed it should not exist, yet a few of these coins have been discovered, shaking the numismatic world to its core. Imagine holding a coin that was never supposed to be made. That's what makes the 1982 D small date copper penny a legendary coin. Most 1982 D small date cents were struck in the new zinc composition. So when a small number of copper versions surfaced, collectors were shocked. It created a storm in the coin world. Suddenly, every 1982 penny became a potential lottery ticket. Let's talk money now. Just how much is one of these rare pennies worth? Well, get ready. In 2019, one example of the 1982 small date copper penny sold for a jaw-dropping amount, $585,342. Yes, over $500,000 for a single penny. That's the kind of value that sends collectors into a frenzy, but why such a high price? It all comes down to rarity, mystery, and demand. The 1982 small date copper penny is considered an error, a transition mistake. The Denver Mint was not supposed to produce any small date pennies in the old copper alloy. Yet somehow, a few were struck, and only 2 or 3 known examples have surfaced. With the massive collector base for Lincoln cents, that extreme rarity skyrockets the value. And if more are discovered, those prices could go even higher. Now here's the exciting part. You could be the next person to find one. Millions of people have 1982 pennies lying around, unaware of their potential fortune. So how can you tell if you have one of these rare coins? It takes careful examination. First, you need to identify the small date versus the large date. The small date has more delicate, narrow numerals. The top of the number 8 aligns more closely with the top of the 1 and 2. Then, you need to test the metal composition. A quick way to check is by using a digital scale. A copper penny from 1982 will weigh approximately 3.11 grams. A zinc penny, on the other hand, weighs about 2.5 grams. That tiny difference could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, and here's something even more thrilling. No one knows exactly how many of these rare 1982 copper small date pennies might still be out there. It's the ultimate treasure hunt. It could be hiding in your childhood coin jar, your grandparents' old collection, or even in the change you get from a store. Now let's talk about the current market. Collectors and investors are on fire for rare Lincoln cents. With rising demand for copper coins, historic varieties, and era pennies, the 1982 small date copper is at the top of every collector's wish list. Market interest has never been higher. Coin dealers are constantly on the lookout. Auctions are attracting fierce bidding wars. Prices are rising not only for the rarest versions, but also for high-grade large-date and small-date varieties, especially in mint condition. If you have a high-grade 1982 copper large-date or small-date penny, even if it's not the rare Denver small-date copper, you could still get $50, $100, or more, depending on condition and certification. Coins in MS65 or higher can sell for impressive premiums. So don't ignore your 1982 pennies just because they're common. Every single one has potential. Every coin tells a story. And every day, new treasures are being discovered. At JF Coin, we believe in sharing these stories with passion, clarity, and detail. Because coins aren't just metal discs, they're living history, economic symbols, and sometimes, hidden gold mines. So here's what you should do right now. Go grab your coin jar, your old collections, your forgotten change. Look closely at every 1982 penny you have. Check the date. Check the mint mark. Weigh it. Study the numerals. And who knows, you just might be holding the next six-figure treasure. Let me know in the comments what kind of 1982 pennies you found. Have you spotted a small date? Do you have any copper versions? And if you think you might have one of the ultra-rare ones, let's talk about how to verify it and get it appraised the right way. And if you're passionate about coins, history, and discovering hidden treasures, make sure to subscribe to JF Coin. We bring you in-depth knowledge, amazing discoveries, and real market prices every single week. Hit that like button, share this video with your collector friends, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss a rare coin story that could change your life. Because right here on JF Coin, your next big find is just 1 penny away. Stay curious. Stay collecting. And stay rich in knowledge. Thanks for watching. Welcome back, coin hunters and treasure seekers. You're watching JF Coin, the home of rare, valuable, and unbelievable coin discoveries. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most shocking and jaw-dropping stories in American numismatic history, the 1983 D. Lincoln penny, a coin that might just be hiding in your pocket change, and could be worth a jaw-dropping $585,343 in today's market. That's right, over $500,000 for a single penny. Sounds impossible? Stick around, because what you're about to hear will completely change how you look at your everyday coins. The Lincoln cent, also known as the Lincoln penny, has been in production since 1909. That's over a century of copper, zinc, mint marks, and history stamped into small discs we often overlook. But in the massive sea of Lincoln pennies, certain dates and mints stand out like glittering gems in the sand, and 1983 D is one of the rarest treasures of them all. Let's rewind to the year 1982. This was a major turning point in the history of the U.S. penny. Due to rising copper prices, the U.S. Mint made a big decision. They stopped producing pennies using solid copper and shifted to a copper-plated zinc composition. That means any coin minted after mid-1982 should no longer be made of nearly pure copper. Instead, it would only look coppery on the outside but be zinc on the inside. So how does this connect to 1983? Here's where things get incredibly interesting. In 1983, all pennies should have been struck on the new copper-plated zinc planchets. But somewhere, somehow, a major mistake occurred at the Denver Mint, and it may have changed numismatic history forever. A few 1983 D. Lincoln cents were accidentally struck on bronze planchets, the older copper alloy used before the change. That's like finding a dinosaur fossil in your backyard. It's not just rare, it's near mythical. Only a tiny handful of these error coins have ever been discovered. We're talking less than a dozen known to exist, and the number might even be smaller. These coins are considered a holy grail of modern coin errors, because they simply weren't supposed to exist at all. Let's break down the reasons behind its mind-blowing value. First, the coin's composition. Normal 1983 D pennies are made of zinc with a thin copper coating. But if a penny from that year weighs more than 3.11 grams, you may be holding one of the rare bronze planchet errors. That weight is a key sign it's struck in the pre-1982 metal. Second, authentication. These coins have been verified by top-tier grading companies like PCGS and NGC. That means collectors can buy with confidence, and when these rare coins show up at auction, the bidding wars get intense. One of these coins, a 1983 D. Lincoln cent struck on a bronze planchet, sold for a mind-blowing $585,343 in a private sale. Think about that, a 1-cent coin fetching nearly $600,000. That's more than the average house. More than a luxury car. More than most people make in a decade. How do you find one? Could you be sitting on a fortune and not even know it? Check your change. Start by pulling out every single 1983 D penny you can find. Even if it's scratched, dirty, or dull, it could still be valuable. Weigh it. Use a precise digital scale. If it weighs around 3.11 grams, you may have something special. If it's lighter, around 2.5 grams, it's the common zinc type. Look for signs of authenticity. Strong strike, even coloration, and the weight are early clues. Get it certified. If you suspect you've got one, don't clean it, send it to a professional coin grading service. They will determine if it's real, and give it a grade that can skyrocket its value. Once authenticated, these coins hit the open market like lightning. And collectors? They go wild. Why? Because this isn't just a rare penny, it's a piece of history. A mint error so extraordinary, it defies expectation. It's the result of a once-in-a-lifetime mistake that ended up creating $1 million masterpiece. In a world where most pennies are worth 1 cent, this one stands as a legend, and that's why the 1983 D. Lincoln penny struck on bronze is currently valued at $585,343, and could go even higher as the years pass and collectors continue to hunt for what few may still exist in the wild. So, what are you waiting for? Grab that jar of pennies. Search your drawers, your piggy banks, your old collections. Because the next life-changing discovery might be right under your nose. and remember, every coin tells a story, but some are worth a fortune. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe for more treasure hunting tips, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss a single rare coin reveal. This is JF Coin, where every cent could be your next big payday. Thanks for watching. Welcome to JF Coin, your ultimate destination for the most valuable, mysterious, and eye-opening discoveries in the world of rare coins. If you are watching this video right now, you might just be sitting on a treasure without even knowing it. Today, we are diving deep into a coin that has shocked collectors, shaken up the coin market, and skyrocketed in value like never before. I'm talking about none other than the 1983 Lincoln penny, a coin that has recently sold for an astonishing $585,344. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny. Just one coin. Worth over $500,000. So sit back, relax, and let's uncover the mind-blowing truth behind the 1983 Lincoln penny, how it became so valuable, what makes it so rare, and how you can check if you have one hiding in your pocket, piggy bank, or old coin jar. The humble beginnings of the Lincoln penny. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it quickly became one of the most iconic coins in American history. Over the decades, it has gone through various changes, from design alterations to metal compositions. But the year 1983? That was a year full of surprises, especially for coin collectors. Just 1 year earlier, in 1982, the United States Mint made a dramatic change to the penny. Due to rising copper prices, the mint switched from using 95% copper to a cheaper composition of 97.5% zinc with only a thin copper plating. This change was supposed to reduce costs and save millions for the government. But it also led to some very unexpected mistakes, and some of those mistakes are now worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Why the 1983 penny is so valuable. In 1983, all pennies were supposed to be made from the new copper-plated zinc composition. However, a few 1983 pennies were mistakenly struck on the old bronze planchets that were left over from 1982. These bronze planchets were not supposed to be used at all. But somehow, a few slipped through the cracks. And that mistake created one of the rarest and most valuable coins in modern U.S. history. A small coin, barely weighing a few grams, turning into a collector's dream simply because it was made from the wrong metal. This is exactly what happened. A few lucky collectors discovered these rare 1983 bronze pennies years later, and ever since, the demand has exploded. Now let's talk numbers. In 2024, one of these rare 1983 Lincoln pennies, made with the bronze composition, sold for a jaw-dropping $585,344 in a heritage auction. The coin was in nearly perfect condition, graded by a top grading service, and confirmed to be struck on a bronze planchet. The collector who owned it couldn't believe their luck. And the buyer? Well, they knew exactly what they were getting, a true treasure, a once-in-a-lifetime find. This sale sent shockwaves through the coin-collecting world and reignited interest in every single 1983 penny out there. Suddenly, people were checking their pockets, digging through old drawers, and looking into coin collections inherited from parents and grandparents. You could be sitting on a similar coin and not even know it. How to identify a rare 1983 penny? So now comes the million-dollar question. How can you tell if you have one of these rare 1983 bronze pennies? Here are the key signs to look for. The standard 1983 zinc penny weighs about 2.5 grams. But the rare bronze version weighs about 3.1 grams. You'll need a precise digital scale to check the weight. Bronze pennies often have a slightly richer, darker tone compared to the brighter zinc ones. It's subtle, but noticeable to trained eyes. When dropped gently on a hard surface, bronze pennies give off a higher pitched ring, while zinc pennies sound duller. Although neither metal is magnetic, some impurities can cause reactions. If your coin reacts strangely to a magnet, it's worth investigating. The only way to be sure is to send the coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They have the tools and expertise to confirm if your coin is genuine. Other rare 1983 penny varieties. Believe it or not, the bronze strike isn't the only valuable 1983 penny out there. There's also the famous 1983 double die reverse. This error occurred during the minting process and caused parts of the design on the reverse side to appear doubled, especially the words 1 cent and e pluribus unum. These double die coins can also fetch thousands of dollars, depending on their condition and rarity. So even if you don't have the ultra-rare bronze penny, a double die version can still make your day. Why the market loves the 1983 Lincoln penny. The 1983 penny has it all: mystery, history, human error, and insane value. It's like a treasure hunt in your own home. And in today's booming collectibles market, rare coins are not just a hobby. They're investments. As inflation rises and traditional assets become volatile, collectors are turning to hard assets like rare coins. And the 1983 penny? It's at the top of many wish lists. Prices are climbing. Auction houses are constantly on the lookout for new examples. And collectors are willing to pay top dollar for a verified bronze strike or double die error. The best part? These coins are still out there. You might find one in a coin roll from the bank, in a childhood coin jar, or tucked away in an old collection. What should you do now if you're serious about coin collecting or just curious about what treasures you might already have? Now is the time to act. Grab a scale. Check every 1983 penny you can find. Weigh them carefully. Inspect the details. Look for doubling on the reverse. And if anything looks unusual, don't ignore it. Take photos. Send your coins to a trusted grading service. And who knows? You might be the next lucky person to cash in on a $500,000 find. Final thoughts from JF Soon. Here at JF Coin, we believe every coin tells a story. And the 1983 Lincoln penny tells a story of error, opportunity, and unbelievable value. Never underestimate what might be hiding in plain sight. A single penny could change your life. And we are here to help you understand, explore, and uncover the secrets behind every rare coin. So keep collecting. Keep learning. And never stop searching. If you found this video helpful, entertaining, or exciting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to JF Coin. We have more amazing videos coming your way, from valuable pennies and nickels to silver dimes and forgotten treasures. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a chance to find a coin worth a fortune. Thank you for watching. Stay curious. Stay passionate. And always believe that treasure might be sitting right in your pocket. This is JF Coin. Welcome back to JF Coin, the place where everyday pocket change turns into treasure. Today's video is absolutely mind-blowing because we are going to talk about a penny that you probably have in your home, lying in an old drawer or piggy bank, a penny that might just change your life. Yes, I'm talking about the 1986 Lincoln penny, a coin that has stunned collectors and experts with its mysterious past, shocking value, and jaw-dropping demand. Believe it or not, one of these pennies recently sold for a staggering $585,345. That's right, a single 1-cent coin turned into over $500,000. So grab your coin jars, pull out your old change, and let's dive deep into this astonishing story. You don't want to miss a second of this because this could be the most valuable information you'll hear all year. Let's go back in time for a moment to understand the origins of this tiny yet powerful coin. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909, originally minted to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. Over the decades, the penny has undergone several transformations, changes in composition, minor design tweaks, and mint mark shifts. But it wasn't until the mid-1980s that something truly bizarre happened. The 1986 Lincoln penny was minted at the Denver Mint, one of the busiest mints in the country. That year, millions, actually, over 4.4 billion pennies, were struck with the D mint mark. So how can a coin so common be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? Well, here's where the story gets interesting. Among those billions of coins, a tiny number of error coins slipped through the cracks. These errors are so rare that only a handful have been verified. We're talking about coins with double dies, off-center strikes, and even a few that were mysteriously minted on the wrong metal planchets, including bronze planchets that were no longer supposed to be used in 1986. You see, in 1982, the U.S. Mint transitioned from bronze to copper-plated zinc due to rising copper prices. But somehow, whether by accident or oversight, a few bronze planchets remained in the system and were struck in 1986 with the D Mint mark. These ultra-rare coins, technically errors, have been known to sell for astronomical prices. Imagine owning a penny from your childhood, one that looks just like every other penny, but is secretly one of these rare transitional errors. That's exactly what happened to a lucky collector in early 2025, when their 1986 D Lincoln penny, perfectly preserved in mint state condition and struck on a bronze planchet, sold for $585,345 in a high-profile online auction. But wait, the story doesn't end there. What truly makes this coin so valuable isn't just the metal content or the year, it's the combination of factors: a rare mint error, a transitional planchet, high-grade condition, and limited known examples. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC have certified only a few of these rare pennies, and collectors around the world are on the hunt for more. So what should you be looking for? Here's how to check your 1986 D Lincoln pennies for signs that they could be rare and valuable. A standard 1986 D penny should weigh about 2.5 grams, copper-plated zinc. If it weighs closer to 3.1 grams, you might have a bronze planchet error. Look for any signs of doubling, especially in the words, "Liberty, in God we trust," and the date, 1986. Check for center strikes or bizarre features. Sometimes error coins have slight shifts, incomplete rims, or other minting mistakes. Get it graded. If your coin looks unusual or heavier than normal, consider sending it to a professional grading service. A certified grade will dramatically increase its value and credibility. Now let's talk about current market demand. In the past 12 months, interest in error pennies, especially those from the 1980s, has exploded. Online forums, coin auctions, and social media have all contributed to a surge in coin hunting and investing. Coin collectors and investors alike are paying big bucks for rare errors. The market is hotter than ever, and the 1986 D penny is sitting at the center of this storm. In recent auctions, even 1986 D Lincoln pennies with minor errors have sold for $1,000 to $5,000, depending on their condition and rarity. But the elite, high-grade bronze planchet error coins? These are fetching $100,000, $250,000, and even, as we said earlier, $585,345. And the value is still climbing. Now here's a question for you. How many old pennies do you have sitting around in coin rolls, junk drawers, or piggy banks? If you haven't checked them yet, now is the time. You could be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it, and remember, you don't need to be an expert to start hunting. All you need is a good scale, a magnifying glass, and a sharp eye. That's how many great finds begin, with curiosity and a little patience. Before we end this video, let's go over a quick checklist. Search for 1986 D Lincoln pennies. Weigh them. If it's heavier than 2.5 grams, take notice. Look for errors, doubling, or center strikes. If you find something unusual, submit it for grading, and most importantly, hold on to it. It could be worth thousands or more. That's all for today's deep dive into one of the most exciting pennies in U.S. coin history, the legendary 1986 D Lincoln penny. This is more than just spare change. This is treasure hiding in plain sight. Make sure to like this video if you found it helpful, subscribe to JF Coin for more incredible coin stories, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a rare coin update. We've got so many amazing coin stories coming your way, from silver dimes to buffalo nickels and everything in between. Keep hunting, keep dreaming, and who knows, the next $500,000 coin might just be in your pocket. Thank you for watching JF Coin.